So hello guys, welcome to the Weekends Dweller channel on YouTube and TikTok. I have been asked a lot of times to review the Cfmoto 400K, and today let me have a review of it so that we know if you want to buy that bike, if it is worth your money, the specs and preferences of riding. So the Cfmoto, this one here, is powered by a 400.4 cc inline 2 engine, 8 DOHC, that is 8 dual overhead camshafts with 4 valves on each cylinder. So you can see there we have the twin exhausts. Then we also have the radiator guard here. Then we have the reserve, which is inside this apartment here, around here. Yes, this here is the reserve. We have the LED, is the LED headlamp. Then we have the daylight running lights. They call them what? DRLs. Then on the tank, it is 17 liters tank with a digital cluster, that is the dashboard, which will show you if you put it on like that, you have the total odometer, you have the clock, you have the mode which you are in, like currently we are in sport mode. So if I press there, we have the eco mode. So we have the check engine, parking, ABS, that is anti-braking system. Then we have the fuel warning gauge when you are running low on fuel. Then we have the low beam or high beam. So that is that. So you have the select, you have the adjust there. On your handlebars, you have the what? You have the high beam, we have the low beam, high beam. Then we have this one, which is to select the modes. That is, if you want to sport, you leave it like that. If you want the eco mode, you press in one like that. So you are in eco mode. Then back to sport mode. So here we have the selectors, indicators. You go turn left, you turn right. Then we have the horn here. Then this is the hazard one. Then here you are supposed to mount your mirrors, but I have used the bar and the mirrors here. Then we have the levers here. So you adjust. This is the clutch lever. So you adjust according to your preference. If you want it hard, soft, according to what you want. Then on the right handlebar, you have the on-off engine switch. That is the kill switch. Then we have the starter here. You press, the engine starts. Then we have the right hand side mirror, but I went for the end bar mirrors. Then we have the front brake system with a brake fluid reserve here. So its indicators are very bright. If I can put them like this, you can see they are very, very bright. You'll see them from very far. Yeah? So if someone comes, if you have put the indicators and then someone akuingia, he or she have the case to answer because they are very bright. This here, I imported it from AliExpress. That is a windshield. This is a GoPro mount. I imported it. We have the navigator here. I have a navigator here, which I also imported the PDA charging port here. We have the Type C and the Type A, and also it shows the voltmeter of what percentage the battery is. Then I also imported this. This is a switch for these auxiliary lights. I have the auxiliary lights here. Very, very clean here. If I put them on, you can see, let's see, like that. When I want them to run, they can run as long as the bike is on. they can just work like that. You go. They are very, very bright like that. Then the bike comes with 350 dual calipers discs. Yes, these two front discs. That is 350 with dual JLJ1 calipers here. JLJ1, and they are double pistons inside here. So the braking power is good on this bike, combined with the ABS system. Then the rear we have the 300 millimeters JG1 also, single piston inside there. The tires it is running on front we have the 120, and on rear we have 160. Then the drive set, the chain here, it is chained. It is 520. Then the stock sprocket, front sprocket is 13T. The front is supposed to be 50/40, but I went for the 15/46T because I wanted. Let's say when it is on stock, it struggles a lot because the bike is meant for highway and short distance touring. But if you want to tour heavy like I do always, I can cover almost 300 to 400 kilometers on every weekend on a single run. So I went for 15/46T, which comes stocks on the big brother. That is the 650, which comes with the 46T. The front I don't know, but I went for 15 front, 46 rear. Then we have the steel frame. So it is made out of tubular steel frame. Yes. Then the front shocks, they are the traditional ones there. We call them the telescopic forks. Then the rear one is supposed to be KYB monoshock, but mine broke up. So I imported a new one, but currently I'm using one for a 600 Japanese bike, which I think it is Jigsaw. Yes, Jigsaw or 60. But it is working very well. So here we have the ABS module here. That is the ABS module there, and it is working perfectly. Then you have these where you can see the oil if you have the oil or you don't have the oil. Then you have the filter here. This is the oil filter, the oil pump. Then we have the oxygen sensors here. We have two. So these are two oxygen sensors. Then the bike is EFI. So we have here, if you look well there, you can see the injector. Then this is the throttle body here. Then this is the footstep for the rear brakes there. Then you have the exhaust. Then this is the oil cap, how you fill the oil. Then the drain bolt is around here, down here. Yes, drain bolt there. Then this one is the pulse. This one is the we call it hot. That is the plug to the low, the check engine, the low oil pressure indicator. That, so it is the one that controls that. Then the pulse wires here. Then we have the starter motor. The starter motor there. Then the ground clearance here, it's supposed to be 150 millimeters. Then the seat height is supposed to be 815 millimeters. Then what else do I tell you? Then we have here the gear selector. One down, then the others up. Then the crash guards. Then the fairings. These are the fairings. Then the seat. Then the pillion seat. Then the pillion footpegs. Rider's footpegs. Then it is side stand there. So the engine is supposed to produce 40 to 41.5 HP. That is around 29.5 kilowatts at 9,500 RPM. And then the torque is supposed to be 32 to 34.4 Newton meters of torque at 7,650 to 7,750 RPMs. I don't know what else you are supposed to know apart from that, because I have told you what most you are supposed to know. Then we have the radiator carries around 1.3 liters of coolant. Then the reservoir carries around 100 to 200 millimeters of coolant. Then we have the air filter mounted down the tank here. Then we have the two spark plugs which are on the top of the engine here. Then the oil, mostly when I remove the oil, I remove the filter. So most of the times I fill up with 2.2 liters. This engine, I built it at around when the bike I bought it when the bike had been changed the dashboard. So I rebuilt the engine, and currently have covered over 15,000 kilometers without any problems, because I got the OEM parts from Bed Mobility Nairobi, and they have served me well. If I need anything, I just contact Victoria there, then she gives me the parts I need, but currently the bike is fine. So here we have the 120 70-17 tire. This is the tubeless Pirelli. Mostly I like this Pirelli, and also the Michelin Road 6. They are good for riding here in Kenya, mostly you can see. So let's check the engine sound. So it is just a one touch, no struggling. One touch, so that's the engine sound. Yeah? And currently I'm selling this bike. An offer of 650,000, which we can negotiate. The bike is clean. So if you give me a reasonable offer, I'll take it. So that's the bike. That is the Cfmoto 400K. Thank you for watching. Kindly subscribe, follow us on TikTok, The Weekend Dweller, at YouTube, The Weekend Dweller too. So here it is on a Sunday, so I'm going for a ride, which is supposed to cover around 450 to 480 kilometers. So have a great day, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are watching us. And asante sana. So this is Kenya, somewhere around Mile Tisa Kapsabet bypass. Yes, here. So have a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and thank you for watching this. Bye.